Hey everybody, today's video is a little different. It's not the one I had planned. I was challenged or called out by another Jedi on a different YouTube channel, and they were saying that they faced 3 difficult questions that I guess were a debate on the website that they go to. I don't find these questions to be difficult. I think they're pretty straightforward and easy to answer. So I'm going to just give the overall answer for all 3 of these questions, and then I'll look at the individual questions thereafter, but I'm not going to take up all your time if you want just the general questions. Those questions are: can a Jedi assist in suicide? Can a Jedi help in abortion? Can a Jedi end life support? Now, I've personally dealt as a Jedi, as an adult, with 2 out of 3 of these questions. I'm not saying I always dealt with them as a Jedi, as in I handled it as a Jedi, but I certainly tried my best. So I feel I have some perspective on the questions here, but that doesn't matter because Jedi philosophy, this is applied Jedi philosophy 101 stuff, okay? You're just gonna have to do 4 simple steps to arrive at your answer to any question like that or any situation similar to these questions. Any big thing that you think, oh my God, this is really tough as a Jedi, how do I answer this? Well, first of all, we know Jedi philosophy's stance on life, right? Okay, we can look at 2 things. Jedi rules of behavior, a Jedi honors life. Or the 1999 version of the Jedi Code, often called the Jedi Creed, or sometimes mistakenly called the Skywalker Code, in which the line says, a Jedi respects life in all forms. Now, we tackled this in regards to being vegan, in regards to diet. Does those 2 lines mean that a Jedi must be a vegan? Obviously, the stance that I put forward was no. However, I got full respect and love and admiration for Jedi who feel it does. Now, how do they come to that conclusion? Well, it's very simple. First, you take the word honor, define it. How do you honor something? What does honor mean to you? Next, you take the word respect. What does respect mean to you? How do you respect something? How do you show respect? Next, life. Define life. My definition of life could arguably extend to plant life, but doesn't extend to single-celled organisms, for example, or organisms that you might find in the water that we drink and consume and kill on a daily basis, right? So that's my definition. I'm not gonna get into like the details, but you have to come up with your own definition. What does life mean to you? What is sentient life? Is that what we're talking about here? And if so, how do you define sentient life? Do you go with the textbook definition? Where do you go with it? Where do you draw the line? Now, once you have those 3 things, you're pretty set in your decision making. But as Jedi, what do we like to apply to our decision making? The Jedi method. What is the Jedi intent with those things in mind? What is the Jedi action with those things in mind? And how does that lead us to the Jedi outcome? Is that a Jedi outcome with those things in mind? You have to look at that, and that will help you, that will lead you to your decision. Because here's the secret with all these big questions. They think just, oh, a Jedi should have this yes or no answer to apply to all situations and all people across the world. Are you kidding me? Come on. What did we say? Jedi is a box. It is defined, but it's a big box. There is room for personal interpretation. Personal interpretation, not justification, all right? Let's remember that. You have to be a Jedi during it. You have to apply knowledge. You have to apply self-honesty. You have to be aware of your emotions. You have to consider the entirety of the Jedi Path when you're dealing with this kind of stuff. But you do those 4 things. You define the words that are necessary to the situation. You apply the Jedi method. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be in the Jedi Path. So that's it. It's really that simple. Now, if you wanna take these questions and demand a yes or no answer to all 3 of these questions, then it's a no. But it's not a no on any philosophical or moral grounds. It's a no because you are not a licensed medical professional who is in a place to do that legally. Remember that a Jedi doesn't consider themselves above the law. Now, yes, there are exceptions, and we have already established that there's going to be case-by-case basis, an individual determination when you find yourself in a situation. But if we are generally speaking and demanding a yes or no answer, then it is no. And here's why. We're gonna get into the 3 questions. However, that should cover it for you. So if you're good, you're good. The rest of the video is just gonna be me rambling on because this thing's gonna go for a little bit. So if you're good, you know where the buttons are. Thank you for watching. Always appreciate it. And may the Force be with you. Now, if you want to hear this, then let's start with the first question. Can a Jedi assist in suicide? California has thought about adopting a law, which I believe is in Washington and Oregon, which states, a person who is terminally ill and in constant, excruciating pain may seek to have assisted suicide. In order to do so, they must get the clearance, the okay from their doctor. They must get an independent doctor to okay it and sign off on it. And then their family members, the people legally in charge of that, have to sign off and say okay. It's a process. They have to get paperwork in order. They have to put wills in order. They have to do all that stuff. Now, I have very strong opinions on suicide, and I am not in favor of it. But that's me, and that has things to do with my experiences. Can a Jedi assist in suicide? No. You don't have that right. You don't have that ability, and you're not legally allowed to do so. So no. If someone's going to commit suicide, they're going to do it. But that doesn't mean you have to just brush them off or be like, well, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it, okay. No, you can walk with them. You can walk through that process. You can talk it out. And in the process, determine whether or not that's the proper course of action. Help them determine, is that really the proper course of action? Now, next question is, can a Jedi help with abortion? Now, the phrasing of that question is yes. The answer would be yes, but not. That's not what they mean. So in what they mean, can a Jedi perform abortion or support abortion, I guess? They cannot, again, they can't because they're not a licensed medical professional doing that. I mean, if you are, let's addendum this, right? Obviously, if you are, and that's your job, and you're legally allowed to do that, then you're already doing it, so I don't see why I'm making a disclaimer for it. Anyways, point being, no, you're not going to, right? Don't get a coat hanger and go in a back alley. That's ridiculous, right? No, a Jedi is not allowed to do that because that's not the proper course of action. That's not the right thing to do. There are right channels, there's ways to go about that. Now, can a Jedi help with abortion? Yes, and here's how. One, abortion is a very tough choice for any person that finds themselves faced with that decision. It is difficult. And if they do have an abortion, it's going to tax them physically, emotionally, and probably even spiritually. It is a horrific choice, and even more horrific, it takes a more horrific toll on the body and, like I said, the mind and the soul. So you have to talk that out, right? You should be the voice, not of encouragement, but of allowing the person to understand the severity of their decision. Both ways. It goes both ways. Not getting an abortion also carries heavy weight, and it carries heavy responsibilities, and it can be something that can carry a heavy toll. No matter which way it goes, be a Jedi. Be supportive of them, be there for them, because it's gonna take its toll, and you should be willing, whether you agree with the decision or not is completely irrelevant. Whether you think it's a good idea or not is completely irrelevant because it's not about the decision. And once the decision is made, then it's made, okay? You can't get it in a time machine and unmake it. But what you can do is support the person. Have a little empathy for the person. It's the person that we're looking at. That's what Jedi, to me, what are you respecting and honoring in life if you trash a person off of a decision that's already made? They cannot, even if they regret the decision, they cannot go back and change it. It's done. So can you help? Yeah, you can help by, encouraging knowledge, encouraging self-honesty, encouraging exploration, and then you can be a Jedi by supporting that person thereafter. I don't mean financially supporting or anything like that, but they are gonna need help. Don't just abandon somebody because of your own morality. That's not, again, look at the people. Be a Jedi. What does respect and honoring life mean to you? What is the Jedi intent? What is the Jedi action? How can we reach the Jedi outcome? The last one, I rephrased the question. I said, can a Jedi end life support? Because I believe that's what the question intended. Instead, it was something like, can the Jedi pull the plug? unless you are the legally mandated person to make that decision, no, right? I think we've covered this. If it is your decision, however, if it's your family member and that decision falls to you, we've already discussed how you arrive at your answer, what you know of that person, right? What are their wishes? How do you respect and honor their wishes? This also will cover the definition of life. Just because the person is being kept alive by machines, is that life to you? You have to make that determination, right? Your definition will play a part in it. So you have to look into it. The point is that you can't rush these kind of things. They're personal, and again, no one has a time machine. So you have to make the best decision you can and be okay with the reasons why you made that decision. That's the only way anybody is really okay with the decisions they have made in life, regardless of the outcome. It's because you made them for what you perceive to be the right reasons. So develop your definitions. Apply Jedi philosophy, apply the Jedi method, and come to your conclusion. If you're okay with it, move forward. Take the time, don't rush. Remember that no decision is a decision. Something's gonna happen one way or the other. You know the process, you know the steps, follow through, be a Jedi. That's it, be a Jedi. Jedi philosophy easily defines this stuff, falls square within our box, but that's always gonna change based on the individual Jedi and the individual circumstance that they find themselves in. There is no one answer. It's that simple. Thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate all the support you give. You know where the buttons are. You can like, dislike, subscribe, unsubscribe, block, ban, whatever, man. Whatever. Anyhow, may the Force be with you.